As many of you guys know, I'm in the middle of a cam swap right now on the C6 Corvette, and while I'm at it, I'm documenting virtually every single step in case you want to know everything that's involved. Anyway, if you've worked on cars, you know that things don't always go as planned, and I was in the middle of removing the steering shaft from the steering rack when I noticed a broken exhaust manifold bolt.
Oh no.
Now, historically, I've had really good luck with LS exhaust manifold bolts, and I can't always say the same thing for other brands.
Ford.
So I'm quite hopeful that repairing this broken bolt won't be that big of a deal. Worst case scenario, if I cannot repair the broken bolt with the head still on the engine, I'm in the middle of a cam swap anyway, so it's a good time to do that. The first step I like to take with a broken exhaust manifold bolt is to use a small screwdriver as a gauge and see how deep inside the bolt is broken off. Is the bolt broken just underneath the surface of the exhaust manifold, or is it broken deep inside of the cylinder head? Or did I get lucky and it just fell out, or perhaps was never installed? Now, I didn't get super lucky and find that the bolt just simply fell out, but I did get second place, and the bolt is broken off just slightly beneath the surface of the exhaust manifold, so I should have plenty of remaining bolt to work with once the exhaust manifold has been removed. Now, removing the rest of the exhaust manifold bolts is not without risk. I remember years ago removing the manifolds on a 364
Ford.
And I'm not exaggerating, I broke off 5 exhaust manifold bolts, turning a quick and easy job into a very painful one. That definitely left a scar. However, like I said, I've had very good luck with LS exhaust manifold bolts, so I crossed my fingers and proceeded to remove the rest of the bolts. Fortunately for me, all of the remaining bolts came out with any drama, so now it was time to move underneath the car and unbolt the exhaust manifold from the catalytic converter, which I start by spraying down with penetrating fluid and then taking a quick lunch break so it has time to soak in. The 2 bolts holding the converter to the manifold come off without any serious struggle. Then I set the manifold out of the way to get access to the remnant of the broken bolt. Hopefully it isn't seized and simply broke off from a defect or from heat cycling. I take out the world's best tool and I find out that I got lucky because after working on it, moving it back and forth a couple of times with the vice grip, it came right out. If that had not worked, another scenario that typically happens is that the bolt is broken flush with the head. When that happens, I take a wire feed welder and weld a series of beads onto the end of the bolt until it is big enough to grab with the vice grip. Not only does this method give you something to grab with the vice grips, it also superheats the remnants of the bolt, which breaks it loose from the head, and in my opinion, this method is much better than trying to drill it and use an easy out. Then I noticed a minor problem with the exhaust manifold, which I will show you in just a second, but first I need to remove it from the bottom, and that required removing the catalytic converter section from the mid-pipe. The manifold's heat shield is made up of 3 separate pieces, and this piece is obviously loose and clearly the source of a rattle. And here's what it should sound like. Time to break out the wire feed welder and hit it with a couple of tack welds. Problem is solved. Since we have the catalytic converter unbolted, we should check on its visual condition. This one appears to be like new with all of the individual cells visible and free from melting or debris. By contrast, here's a photo of one that has melted and should be diagnosed and then replaced. When reinstalling the manifold, be sure to use a decent multi-layer steel exhaust gasket, as exhaust leaks upstream of the oxygen sensor will not only sound like crap, but they can also absolutely affect fueling if oxygen is introduced into the exhaust stream by a leak. Also, be sure to use a light coat of anti-seize on the bolts to keep them from seizing to the aluminum heads, and then tighten all of the exhaust bolts gradually to 11 pound-feet on the first pass and 15 pound-feet on the final pass. And we're done. That's going to do it for this one, guys. If you learned anything, go ahead and tap that thumbs up below. If you come here often, you might as well subscribe so you get notifications for the next video. And most of all, thanks for watching.